I know you're an expert at activating public streets. So give me some tips about how you would activate a public street. What are some key things that you can think of?
For sure, and it's a great way of describing it because we really do live on the ground floor plane. Think about streets, not just as streets that bring you to and from blocks, but think about them as places. And how do they interconnect with one another? You know, the traditional mentality of retail still applies. Where are those anchors? Whether it be a restaurant, whether it be a retail store, services, civic, cultural, entertainment, institutional, all of these uses apply. Just because it needs to be active on the ground floor does not need to mean that it's just retail. That's one of the flaws and fallacies, is that it all needs to be active and it all needs to be retail. Where's the lobby? Where is the amenity room? But where are all those complementary services and uses? So think about the spaces, not just in the macro, think about it in the micro. And a huge word that I've used for many years is curation. How are you curating the lifestyle in the ground floor plane? How are you curating the uses so that one use next to another use can actually work really well?
In design school, we always use European cities to discuss the public realm and how successful they are, because it's so easy to look at them. They have thousands of years of culture and history, which has developed that character of the city. It makes it so special. We don't have that in North America. In some ways, we're inventing the culture of these cities, and I think that's what placemaking is a lot about. Now, tell me, when you guys start on a project, how do you define what you want that culture to be?
For sure. If you were to say to me, what has had the greatest influence on placemaking in your mind, or how you've learned so much? I grew up in Montreal, and it was designed in the same fashion as a European city, and had a lot of lessons for me about how those things connect and how that ground floor plane or the placemaking works. And to me, thinking about the environment that we are in, thinking about the place that we're in, you're absolutely right. Many of the neighborhoods in the cities and the places in Canada or the United States don't benefit from that rich history and that fabric. Most things that are being thought of today is new. So the projects are being conceived. But how are you thinking about the old ways and how that influences the new ways? So the size of a street sometimes gets dictated by a municipality or by some policy. You need to mix it up. It can't all look the same. It can't all feel the same. One of the problems in development is a total lack of focus on things can't always look the same, feel the same. That rhythm of experience on the ground floor has to change, because if you don't do that, it all of a sudden becomes, as you said, a little bit vanilla, a little bit stale or banal.
Monotonous.
Yeah.
I do think, when a client says to us, do the same thing that these guys did, automatically I think, why? That's already been done.
Why aren't we doing something better?
You cannot do that. I mean, it's such, there's many international players that have traveled the world and seen things and said, let's just do that. Situational awareness, I think, in development is something that's so important. But just because it worked in one place doesn't mean it will work in another place. And that's not to say that everybody doesn't drink coffee. Absolutely. The experiences may vary from place to place, but the physicality, the orientation, the environment doesn't necessarily resonate. We live in a cold weather climate. You need to appreciate that. It's about creating an opportunity and an environment for people to actually embrace those elements versus ignore those elements.